macOS can't connect to SMB shares after sleep. I used to access my local Windows 2008 file server's SMB shares on my recent, 3 weeks old, MacBook Pro without problems. However, for a few days now, it fails to reconnect to the server after it woke up from sleep mode. Finder just shows connecting and hangs indefinitely. The same thing happens when I try it from the command line, mount tsmbfs. This happens via both Wi-Fi and cable. I also tried turning networking off and back on. The only thing that helps is a reboot. Any hints? Edit to clarify, it's the Mac that's being put to sleep, not the server. I also found out that if I disconnect the shares before I put it to sleep, it will be able to reconnect after waking up. Another edit. I did some more investigation and sniffed the network traffic. The Mac sends NetBIOS name queries and a status request, nbstat, to the server. The server responds, everything seems fine. After that, the Mac should open a SMB connection, but it doesn't do anything. No more packets follow. I then found out that the real problem lies deeper. It seems it doesn't open a new connection because it thinks the old one, which has of course timed out on the server side, is still active. However, any program that tries to access its mount point or just that volumes directory hangs and can't even be killed. Umount volumes share hangs. lst volumes hangs. Kill -9 any of these doesn't help. Also, opening a file open dialog in any application causes it to hang as well. The only thing that helps is a hard reboot. It seems to me there's something fundamentally wrong in OS's SMB implementation if a timed out connection can trigger something like this.
I'm having the same issue with my MacBook Pro. I followed the instructions here, this URL, and my issues seem to be resolved.
Hey, I recently had the same problem with my 2010 MVP. I found the solution to be a combination of two things. The first is a kernel tweak, essentially TCP_node on the connections, which can be done in terminal. Second is dealing with file permissions, ds_store files. Commonly when you set up Windows shares, the Mac will only have read access. Finder tries to create them in every folder you view and can eventually hang. So there are two options to solve this: enable sufficient file permissions on the Windows machine, or stop Finder from creating these files on network shares. I prefer to disable Finder from creating them, which can be done by running the following command in terminal. You'll need to reboot after running them.
I can't help solve the problem, but I can add a little bit more detail. It also happens on Windows 7, and the OS X device must still be connected when the Windows share is put to sleep. If you disconnect or sleep OS X, and then stand by Windows, you do not experience this problem. I would really like a solution to this as well. Edit. After some searching, many other people have had similar problems. Plus thread on Apple forums I've lost. This URL.
Osx-snow-leopard.